Students who are studying under a Tier 4 visa are usually allowed to work up to 20 hours per week during term time and full-time hours during the vacation periods. This presentation will help you find suitable work for those times. It is not about long-term career goals or career planning. There are separate presentations about that. Which of these two job adverts do you think you could apply for? The first is a delivering job with Deliveroo, either by bike or by car. And the second one is a car job with Uber. The two job adverts are fairly similar. But under a Tier 4 visa, one would be you'd be eligible to apply for, and the other one you wouldn't. In an employment tribunal, the Central Arbitration Committee ruled that Deliveroo drivers are legally self-employed. That means they have to pay their own tax, their national insurance, they don't get holiday pay, and yet Uber drivers are treated under the law as part-time employees, not self-employed. So a Tier 4 student would not be able to work with Deliveroo, but would be able to work for Uber. And this just shows you how complex the different regulations are. The visa and the definition of work hasn't really kept up to date with how we work in today's world. And that is why this presentation is specifically for international students, because the guidance you receive needs to be much more specific to the work you can do under a Tier 4 licence. The UK Council for International Student Affairs, UKISA, have produced a very useful guide for international students that should help you understand the type of work you are allowed to do. Bear in mind that visas will often vary between students, even if you're from the same country, so check your visa vignette or your residence permit for more information. But typically, a student is allowed to do paid and unpaid work or volunteering. They are allowed to do placements as part of their course and run to become a student union officer. They are not allowed to work in professional sports or entertainment or work in a self-employed capacity. There are separate visas available for both professional sports and entertainment. And for self-employment, you'll be looking at the Tier 1 entrepreneur visa, which is not relevant at this point. And remember, the careers team are there to help you. If you want to show whether you're eligible to apply for a job you've seen, speak to the team and get some advice specific to you. Under COVID-19, people are having to work differently and trying to get used to what is now a new normal. Therefore, as a candidate, you need to be more flexible in the type of work that you're doing and how that work is done. And this involves being willing to compromise. You may have to travel further, and the jobs you'll end up doing may not be what you want to do long term, and that is quite normal for a student job, but also might be something which you hadn't considered working in before. So you need to manage your expectations and be realistic as to what jobs are available. Over the next few weeks and months, different sectors will open up again, but for the moment we need to focus on the sectors that are currently recruiting for part-time or full-time opportunities. The retail sector, particularly in food, but also garden centres and others, are actively recruiting both within in-store and for warehouse logistics and operations positions. Call centres likewise, both working remotely and in a call centre facility. The agricultural sector are currently looking for people to pick fruit and vegetables. And the care sector, both working within nursing homes, care facilities, or in people's homes. And then domestic housekeeping roles, where you're looking at cleaning in offices, retail units, warehouses, or people's homes, and administrative work within different organisations around the city. The careers team update My Jobs online regularly, so do check it to see what new vacancies there are that might be of interest to you. I also recommend studentjobs.com, which has a very nice range of opportunities, including virtual experiences too. LinkedIn was particularly interesting. If you go to the Jobs tab in LinkedIn and then search for part-time in Reading, you'll find a range of positions including part-time receptionist jobs, social media, care work, retail. It might provide some opportunities that you haven't considered before or that aren't advertised elsewhere. Universities around the country have got together to create unigrow.net, which is a website for fruit picking and vegetable picking roles within the agricultural sector. Fruit picking is a very traditional student job and it's hard work, but very good fun, and many students will go back year after year to do so. Gumtree always carries a lot of local jobs where businesses will advertise free of charge, but do be careful because there are a lot of illegitimate jobs out there, or non-jobs or scams. And also look online for multilingual vacancies, because there are a number of opportunities where if you have an additional language, you can provide support through call centres or translation, or providing some informal language advice to other people. A lot of candidates would skip an advert like this, a commission-only role. In the past, commission-only roles would pay you a percentage of the sales you generate, and that would be your salary, or they may offer a small basic plus commission. The law nowadays states that you must receive the national minimum wage at least, plus you may get additional commission on top of that. So the national minimum wage can include commission, but again, you may still earn more than that. So if you are happy to work in a national minimum wage capacity, there's no reason why you should not be applying for these roles and possibly earning significantly more with the work that you do. If you're interested in doing an internship over the summer, there are some still available. Remember that all internships must be paid unless they are for a charity. The Reading Internship Scheme provides internships with local employers where you can contribute to the business, develop valuable skills, and learn the industry that they work in, which can improve your employability going forward. Have a look at the internship scheme through My Jobs Online, or speak to the team within the Career Service. Studentjobs.com and Rate My Placement both have internships, real and virtual, over the summer. I did notice that some of the virtual experiences are not paid, and I'm not too sure what the legal status of that really is. But there are paid internships there for you to look at. Another option is to work through an agency. Agencies are employed by companies and organizations to provide often short-term or ad hoc cover when needed. So that means you can potentially get exposure to different types of businesses or organizations and do different jobs. You can be working within the care sector, in call centers, in retail, in businesses, in admin. Some agencies will specialize in certain sectors or certain types of role, and the website agencycentral.co.uk is a great way of searching by sector, location, and experience level. The agency will pay you, so you will not be employed by their client, you will be paid and employed by the agency. They will cover your national insurance, tax, and holiday pay. Never pay a fee to an agency. It is not lawful for them to charge, although some may try to charge for certain certificates or training, but please be very cautious and perhaps seek advice from the careers team if in doubt. Unfortunately, not every job advert you see out there will be genuine. You may be called for an interview for a job you never applied for. You may be asked to phone a premium rate number for a job that doesn't exist. You might find a company offering to transfer money into your account and asking you to transfer money back to them just for them to validate trust in you. What of course they are doing is raiding your bank account. You may be asked for certain fees up front, and no legitimate employer will ask for those. Likewise, there's always risk of identity fraud or being involved in money laundering. If you Google the Which Guide to Employment Scams, you will see other examples to watch out for. If in doubt, run your job advert past a member of the careers team for advice.